this is the problem. It's like we want better things in our lives, but we're unwilling to take on the challenges and the drawbacks, and we're unwilling to see the problems that those other things bring. Because you've got to understand, every stage of life is just a different set of problems. So here's a better question to ask. Rather than, what outcome do I want in my life? What are all the great stuff I want? The better job I want, better relationship I want, more money I want, all these different things. Instead of asking those questions, here's a smarter, wiser question we should ask. What set of problems do I want to choose? What set of problems am I willing to face? It's a better question. Because those problems don't go away. In fact, some of them get worse. Or you have new problems. Oftentimes, bigger problems. See, popularity will crush you. You want to be popular? Well, Jesus is about to get crushed. I mean, literally, a crowd can be exciting, also deadly. Not just physically, but also what does fame do to people? Honestly, celebrities are like the strangest, most screwed up people you'll ever meet. Ruined by fame. We idolize them. We're like, they're amazing people. No, they're not. Most of them say the most disgusting, horrible things. The values of Hollywood, give me a break. Do we want those problems? Are we willing to face those problems? Popularity will crush us. What about Jesus here, though? He's popular for the best reason, because he's serving people. He's alleviating people's suffering. That's the best reason to be popular, is because you can actually help people. You can be a blessing to people, and they'll come and find you. They want something from you, and you can help them in that way. And you know that it's not tainting Jesus, because he wants to withdraw from it. He wants to recharge from it. He's not doing it for the adulation. Isn't that amazing? The God of all glory, the God who should get all the glory, the God who accepts worship and wants worship, how humble, how amazing that he says, well, it's not about the popularity. I've got to withdraw, be with my disciples, or be alone with the Father. See, getting all that money might be the worst thing that could happen to you. Getting that coveted career position or that new role, that's going to bring a lot more scrutiny into your life. Are you ready for those problems? It's a lot of problems. You ready for that? That bigger house, or that better place, that better location, whatever it is, that, hey, look, you get a bigger place, you know what that means? That means more taxes, more maintenance, more cleaning, more furniture, right? More hosting, more people like, hey, you got more room, want to come over, right? All kinds of more utilities, more shouting at people. You know, the bigger your place is, the further away people are from you. You have to shout more at people further away. Are you ready for that? Because of Jesus' ministry success, because of the blessing of God, because now the word's getting out, because now people like Jesus can heal, and he's saying all these incredible things, the crowd is coming in. It creates all this trouble. It creates all this turmoil, creates danger. And Jesus is like, I need a boat right now. The one thing I need right now is I need a boat. Now, we're normally supposed to be suspicious of preachers who are like, buy me a boat, buy me a plane. Typically, we should be nervous about that, but Jesus just needs it temporarily, wants to borrow it temporarily. And the beautiful thing about ministry is, and about life with Jesus is that the blessings of God create challenges that then he calls us to respond to find solutions to. To say, to be thinking ahead of time, like, okay, if God blesses this, if God moves on this, if God fills this thing or touches this thing, okay, that's going to create some other challenges. We're going to be ready, Jesus. It's not just Jesus that he's not going to be around the whole time. His disciples are going to have to take on his ministry, and they're going to have to get street smart like Jesus and say, we got crowd control problems right now. We need a boat. And Jesus gives us stuff because he wants to use it. He wants to borrow it. And that can be, sometimes it's annoying when people want to take your stuff all the time. Like, get your own stuff. Like, stop touching my stuff. You know, I've got my stuff because I want my stuff. And as a Christian, what you have to understand is everything that comes into your life, whether it's a gift or you buy it, you basically have to determine, you have to do a gut check every time. You have to say, man, if I'm going to own this thing, dang it. What it means is Jesus might ask me to lend it to somebody. Whatever it is, he might ask me to lend it to somebody. And that's hard. Jesus loves to borrow stuff. He borrowed this boat, borrows a donkey, borrows a grave. Jesus is a borrower. You know, thankfully, you only need the grave for a few days. That worked out well for that guy. He's like, I got my grave back. That's helpful. I need that later on. But anything we have is in the hands of Jesus and is useful for ministry. The blessing and the success of ministry brings new problems, new challenges that are like, oh my gosh, I didn't count on this. And we have to grow and not be children in our thinking and be adults in our thinking and say like, okay, bigger blessing and bigger things brings bigger responsibilities and bigger challenges. It's not like things are just supposed to get easier. Actually, the further you go, the deeper you go, things get harder. They get harder. It's life. Let's wake up to it. It's the way it works. And Jesus says, okay, we got some challenges. I'm going to borrow this from you, going to borrow this from you, I'm going to borrow this from you. We're going to make something amazing. We're going to figure it out.
When you like and subscribe, this video reaches more people.